Hello, welcome to the Daily English News program in Azərbaycan Televiziya with the most important events of the day. I'm Gülər Hətamova. On December 21st, President of Azerbaijan, Ilham held a one-on-one meeting with President of the Republic of Serbia, Aleksandar Vučić. Following the one-on-one meeting, the heads of the two states made press statements.
President of Azerbaijan, Ilham welcomed President of Serbia, Aleksandar Vučić. Following the one-on-one meeting, President Ilham Aliyev and President of the Republic of Serbia, Aleksandar Vučić, made press statements.
Hörmətli cənab prezident, hörmətli qonaqlar.
Noting that a month ago he paid an official visit to Serbia at the invitation of President Vučić, President Ilham Aliyev used this opportunity to thank him once again for the hospitality extended to him and his delegation, saying that he was very impressed by the situation in Serbia and the ongoing development under the leadership of President Vučić. The head of state added that as a result of the visionary policy of President Vučić, Serbia was developing comprehensively in the field of urban development and at the same time in the fields of economic and industrial development and agriculture, noting that this created new opportunities for our future cooperation, because both Serbia and Azerbaijan were countries that rely on their own resources. President Ilham Aliyev added that both countries were pursuing an independent policy and maintained close contacts with each other. Underlining that several documents on strategic partnership had been signed between the two countries, the head of state stressed that both countries always supported and continue to support each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty, and this policy will remain unchanged. We advocate international law and are convinced that the relations between countries can be regulated only on the basis of norms and principles of international law. Of course, we are very concerned about the manifestations of double standards observed in the world in this field. Norms and principles of international law should serve as a basis for all countries, said President Ilham Aliyev. Emphasizing that Azerbaijan's natural resources are already being exported in various directions, including the European continent and countries that are Serbia's neighbors, the head of state added that there are opportunities for cooperation in both natural gas and electricity. Informing that a corresponding agreement was signed on the delivery of Azerbaijan's electricity to Europe, and the cable that will be extended under the Black Sea will further highlight the fact that Azerbaijan is an important supplier for Europe in this field too, the President added that this has all ushered ample opportunities and opened new horizons. President of Serbia stressed the great progress he witnessed every time he visited Baku and noted that this was an indicator of the strength of the country's leadership, President Ilham Aliyev's vision and his awareness of the challenges facing Azerbaijan and the modern world. Aleksandar Vučić said all forms of cooperation were discussed and emphasized strong and sincere friendship between the two states. Serbian President expressed gratitude to President Ilham Aliyev because he knew exactly the difficulties Serbia faced in terms of preserving the public order and defending the requirements of the UN Charter on the territory of his country. We have already discussed ways to build and develop our own transmission systems to get electricity to be transported by underwater line to Romania and Hungary, and consider how we can be energy beneficiaries. We discussed ways to get Azerbaijani gas through the interconnectors we are going to build with Bulgaria and North Macedonia. All this is important for us, but I think we are opening some new areas of cooperation that are just as important, maybe even more important, said Aleksandar Vučić, and went on to talk about the common activities, the exchange of technology in the defense industry, and the work on some products that can be put together on the markets of third countries. Aleksandar Vučić also spoke about highly productive discussions with the Minister of Defense Industry. I believe that with the representatives of the defense sector, we learned a lot from Azerbaijan about the activities of the armed forces, as well as about the structure of the armed forces. We are ready to exchange information on many issues, stressed the President of Serbia, and once again thanked President Ilham Aliyev for the exceptional hospitality. A dinner was hosted on behalf of President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, in honor of President of the Republic of Serbia, Aleksandar Vučić.
On December 21st, a meeting was held between President of Serbia Aleksandar Vučić and the Minister of Defense Industry of Azerbaijan, Medet Kuliyev. Issues of cooperation in the field of defense industry between Baku and Belgrade were discussed at the meeting. Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić visited the Heydar Aliyev Center. The guest was informed about the activity of the center, implemented projects, as well as significant international events.
The Heydar Aliyev Center is engaged in studying the statehood heritage of the nationwide leader of the Azerbaijani people, Heydar Aliyev, and at the same time in promoting the history and culture of Azerbaijan. Director of the center, Anar Alakbarov, informed Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić about the implemented projects and important international events organized here. President of Serbia viewed the cards that were used by the national leader during his time in office in Azerbaijan from 1969 to 2003. The guest who got acquainted with the Heydar Aliyev Museum in the center was informed that special attention was paid to the reflection of different periods of the nationwide leader's life and activities during the organization of the museum. The guest also familiarized himself with the classic car exhibition at the Heydar Aliyev Center. Cars produced in Germany, the USA, Italy, France, Great Britain and the former USSR, starting from the end of the 19th century, are displayed at the exhibition. During the familiarization with the prose of Azerbaijan in the course of history exhibition, it was reported in this exposition, exhibits on the century's old history and cultural heritage of our country are displayed. President of Serbia also visited the Mini Azerbaijan exhibition. Historical architectural monuments and models of several modern buildings are displayed in this exposition. The exhibition provides an opportunity to get to know Azerbaijan virtually. Information was also provided about the building of the center. It was noted that the center, designed by the world-famous architect Zaha Hadid, included in the list of world architectural pearls. There are ample opportunities for holding official receptions, international conferences, meetings and other events here. Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić wrote his heartfelt words in the memorial book of the Heydar Aliyev Center.
The working visit of Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić to Azerbaijan ended. A guard of honor was arranged for Serbian President at the Heydar Aliyev International Airport, decorated with the national flags of the two countries. President of Serbia Aleksandar Vučić was seen off at the airport by First Deputy Prime Minister Yagob Ayubov, Deputy Foreign Minister Khalaf Khalafov and other officials. The government of Azerbaijan filed an application against Armenia in the European Court of Human Rights to seek redress for gross violations of Azerbaijani's human rights in the liberated territories. Azerbaijan has submitted evidence of numerous acts of deliberate and willful destruction of property, including hundreds of civilian homes and other residential properties during Armenia's withdrawal from the town of Lachin and two neighboring villages between May and August 2022. Despite having effective control of these areas, the government of Armenia did nothing to prevent this widespread destruction. The government of Azerbaijan has also seen evidence that Armenian officials actively participated in what has been described as a scorched earth policy. Armenia's military is continuing to plant landmines and booby-trap civilian homes in the areas from which Armenia was required to withdraw under the November 2020 trilateral statement. Azerbaijan is taking compensation, reparation, restitution in integrum, cost expenses and further or other relief for the damage suffered following its gross human rights violations. Combat firing tactical exercises conducted with units of the rocket and artillery troops. The units were withdrawn from the points of permanent deployment to assembly areas and fulfilled the standards for deployment, taking firing positions and bringing equipment into the state of combat readiness. The main attention during the exercises is paid to enhancing the managerial skills of the rocket and artillery units commanders, increasing the knowledge and skills of servicemen, as well as improving abilities in planning activities and interoperability with other types of troops during combat operations. The tasks of destroying imaginary enemy targets with accurate fire were successfully fulfilled during the exercises held in conditions close to real combat. That was all for today. Thank you for being with us. Goodbye.